Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome to Blake's channel.
Welcome to my channel, guys. My name is Blake Yarbrough, here with Harrison Nevel to check out his sneaker collection, show you guys some things that he's recently picked up, some things that he's getting rid of, and just kind of talk about sneakers. So we'll go ahead and just kind of start off and show me some things. I actually delivered a package for you today, but show us some of your recent pickups that you've gotten.
All right, so I'll go with the most recent one that he just delivered to me, which I didn't even know was coming. A pair of trophy rooms. I actually love this shoe. I had them early, and I was begging whoever had them early for a pair, and they couldn't get me them, but because they're so expensive. But these right here, I just got a pair. I'm doing a couple giveaways on these actually, so I got some personal pairs in, and I love these. These are sick.
How do you feel about about the way this release went down?
I don't know. I knew I wasn't getting them, so I didn't, and so I worked some magic to get them other ways. So I fortunately have the privilege of being able to get these pairs in certain other ways for business stuff, but I mean, it's like you have to pay resale. It just sucks. They're so expensive too. These are like $3,500 for the regular.
Yeah.
So
the blue laces I think are way overhyped. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Yeah, 7K is ridiculous. 3,500 is ridiculous.
Yeah. But
it just is what it is at this point. I think the backdooring, it's always happened. I worked at Finish Line in 2009, and we didn't really backdoor pairs. We would hold pairs.
Don't expose yourself.
Yeah. We would hold pairs, but like I'm talking 2 pairs, not 50 pairs for loyal guests. But definitely backdooring has always happened. It's always going to happen. It's never going to change. It's just really kind of which side you're on, as far as if it makes you mad or not. But this is a really sick shoe. We didn't even know it was in the box, so pretty cool to see these.
Here's another Kith Air Force One Japan. I've had my eye on this sneaker for a long time. I actually got them. They might be a little small, but this is like, it's so simple, but it is so sick. I don't know. I just love, this is the type of shoes I love, but they're going for like $1,000, which is, I mean, I get it, but at the same time, it's a little much for an Air Force One.
How do you feel about the pre-aged outsole?
I like it on this shoe. I like it with the red hits. Typically I don't, but this one I don't mind it.
I think it's crazy because when we would put, not to talk about Finish Line too much, but when we would put a shoe on display, particularly the Air Force One, the shoe that sat out on display, it would yellow just like this, and then you couldn't even sell it. You'd have to damage it out. But now it's cool. So yeah, that's something that's changed with sneakers.
I definitely think so.
Hey guys, I just wanted to jump in here real quick and remind you that I am giving away a size 11 pair of Yarbrough 2.0s. All you gotta do is watch my last video. Make sure you follow all the rules to enter. Winner will be selected on Instagram, so make sure you follow all the rules and enter before then. Now let's get back to the video.
Here's another one, 85s. I've been wearing these a good bit. Not honestly the biggest, or you can tell them where I scuffed them. I'm not the biggest fan of the materials on these. If you can see, I've worn them twice and they crease like crazy. I like the colorway and the silhouette, but the materials, I don't know. That's just another recent. Those are probably my 3 most recent favorite pickups, but I mean, Jordan 1, Jordan 1.
So you got these recently from Sneaker Knockers, and guys, I hated on this pair. He texted me when he got them.
Yeah.
Nick and Harrison love this shoe, and I was trashing him, just dogging him.
He's like, nah, not worth it. Nah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy amount of money. I get it as friends and family, but like having the crystals on the shoe, not that big of a deal to me. And then this is my first time seeing them in person. I still would never own this shoe, but to see it in person is definitely 100% different. The crystals are insane, like Nick tried to describe it, and it does make a difference to see it in person. So I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I see why you bought them.
Yeah, it's the lighting, and if I would have like pulled these out anywhere else, it probably wouldn't have had the same effect. But it's the lighting in here that does it. So I don't know. This is another good one.
So Nick's texted me a picture the other day of like your collection like years ago, and it was like Adidas, Yeezys,
Bape NMDs.
Yeah, Bape, tons of NMDs. So how do you feel about like the transition of your collection and just kind of like the hype of sneakers over the last few years?
I think it comes with the content that I make, that I'm kind of going with what's hot, basically, what you call the hype. And I think, but I have to do that in order to stay relevant with the content, because if I still had NMDs and everything back here, people would not be as interested to watch. If I was opening a mystery box of old NMDs, I mean, I'm still getting NMDs. Like Adidas has been sending me some of their Human Race. There's a pair right there. I've got a couple of these sent from Adidas. It's really transitioned with how the content's evolved, as well as I'm able to afford more expensive pairs like those. Like I literally, when I started to, I'd never think of buying that expensive shoes. It's just dumb, that amount of money. But when it comes for content and write-offs and all that kind of stuff, it does end up making sense. So I mean, I'm glad Blake, if you guys didn't know, Blake, Nick, Max, Hunter, Alex, my close buddies, they all pitched in to buy me this pair right here for Christmas, which is the Turtle Dove Yeezy. This is the first Yeezy 350 colorway. This is a grail. They know I've never had these. I had a fake pair, I got scammed, and this is like one of those from back in the day that I always wanted, never could get because I couldn't afford them. And now it's harder to buy. You know how it is, like buying a older shoe, especially when you make content on YouTube, it's like you can't do much with it content-wise. So it like was real beneficial as a gift, because it's like, I mean, I'm not gonna get rid of them, and it's like when I'm buying for content, a lot of times I get rid of the shoes and that kind of thing. It's just, I sell a lot,
yeah,
but I won't sell these.
These are a classic. Like,
yeah.
Hopefully Adidas brings them back at some point. I had the Pirate Blacks. I had a couple pairs of those that I actually got for retail back in the day. Super sick. I mean, very comfortable sneaker. I don't know, the silhouette's like maybe like aged a little bit.
It has aged, yeah. It's harder to wear these. It's harder to find pants to wear these. I have one pair of pants that fits with these shoes.
So it's like a little outdated, but I think as far as like its staple in sneaker history and like just kind of the progression of sneakers, I think this one is one you have to have.
And if you were a part of that era of sneakers, some of you guys might be newer into sneakers, this was iconic era. You remember, this was like the start of when you could not get shoes. Like, I remember I had a list for the Pirate Blacks of 13 stores that I drove around Atlanta to enter raffles, because I think they're doing the Adidas Confirm, but like I was driving everywhere to get pairs, and it was the hunt, and it was like, it hadn't been like that for a while, since like Dunks back in the day, I believe, and I wasn't a part of that back then, but that was an iconic era. Just with Kanye, he released his new album too at the time, and it was like, I was jamming that, going to get the Yeezys. It was like Life of Pablo. Those were the times.
The Pirate Blacks, I absolutely beat mine. Like, I wore them all the time, and it was nice because the outsole was black. You couldn't really destroy them. So that shoe, that time period was super, super cool. A lot of great memories.
The Oxford Tans were the pair that I went out of my way, the most expensive shoe I bought back then. I beat those into the ground. That was my absolute favorite shoe. That I had to have it. I spent $800, which at the time, that was more than my rent. It was bad. Like, I should not have bought that, but I did it for myself, and it worked out. I ended up selling it for $700 2 years later. So
I beat my Yeezys, which I got for retail, and then sold them for $500. So sometimes you get W's like that. Got some other ones in here that maybe you want to show, like the Off-White 4s. I know that's one of your favorites from last year. Yep. You got two pairs.
I have a dead stock pair. This is a smaller size. I'm selling this one. I got this in a box recently. I've got my personal pair. I'm not going to sell these. You can tell they're pretty beat. Love this shoe. Crease is pretty hard. The thing with me is I wear them once, I'm wearing them into the ground. Like, that's it. It just takes a little bit for me to get there to put them on. Once I put them on, I'm gonna wear them. Like the 85s, I wasn't gonna wear them. I put them on. Now I'm beating them into the ground. So I mean, I put on the Swarovskis, but that's a little different. I'm not gonna beat those in the ground. No, not gonna do that.
Do you think you'll wear those?
I have put them on for a photo. If I get invited to something crazy, like a Nike event, or like a side stage at a concert, it'll come out. Red carpet maybe, they'll come out, but not to go to Whole Foods. I'm not doing that.
Is there any sneakers that you don't have that you're currently looking for?
I mean, honestly, the trophy rooms were ones I was looking for, but I think they came in today, so my wishes were granted. Right now, I'm pretty happy with what I've got as far as my collection goes. It's hard to think of. I kind of want those UNCs that are coming out, the ones, but grail-wise, I don't want to spend a lot of money on shoes anymore because it's got to the point where it's like I had the Travis Jordan 4 Friends and Family here, an opportunity to buy them for just under $30,000, and I want them, but there's no point.
An opportunity to trade for them?
Yeah, yes, an opportunity to trade for them, that was an L. Then I ended up selling them it's a lot. But the Dunks, they're like a grail, but those are a little small, so I gotta figure out what to do with those.
Now you've changed sets. This guy changes sets a lot. You see it in his videos, but he changes sets a lot, and you also like go through sneakers more than anybody I've ever known. And so how do you feel? I feel like there's a big debate in the sneakerhead community where like some people are really against reselling their sneakers and some people are totally for it. For me, I'm kind of mixed. Like there's certain ones that I'll probably never get rid of, but then sometimes things happen and I end up selling them. But then I can also see the other side where it's like, I enjoyed these sneakers for this amount of time and then, you know, sell them, move on, get something different. So how do you feel? Where do you fit in? Like, what's your thoughts?
So I would say for that question, we'll get to the studio after. Mainly for me, a lot of stuff has to do with content and putting money back into content. And so I keep a cycle of probably, I'd say 40 shoes that I have to have at least 40. But for me, it makes sense to sell pairs and get more money back into what I do. So it's basically reinvesting that money. And so if I kept every shoe that I've ever gotten for a video, I would have like $2 million in shoes. Where would I put them? Like it would be like Mayer's collection, and then it's like, I would not be as big as his collection, but like size-wise, I'd have thousands of pairs, and I'd have to have like a crazy huge warehouse, and eventually one day I'm gonna want to sell them, and it's gonna be tougher to sell them all at once. Whereas now I kind of just go 20, 30 pairs and sell at a time to kind of clean out the collection to exactly what I like. So I wouldn't call myself a reseller because I don't buy with the intentions of reselling, but what I do is kind of sell the shoes that either I wear or I'm not gonna wear. Like they're not a lot of the stuff I get is not my size, like those 4s, so it's like I'm not gonna wear them regardless, so sell those. I wear what I like, and then I'll get rid of what I don't like. Like this pair down here, I got these Union 4s and I love them. I hated on them at first, and I love them, and for me, I've been wearing them and I keep them. So these will stay because I like them, but if anything that I just am not feeling that much, I'll just sell them after I use them for a couple videos.
That's kind of how I am. Like I've sold my entire collection probably like 3 or 4 times since I started collecting. I started around 2009 and I've built up to like 50 to 100, maybe 120 shoes at a time. And then I'll sell down like 30 to buy 5 others. I just kind of rotate through that way. So I don't have any of the sneakers that I had from back in the day, but at the same time, like I traded those for either all kinds of stuff, sold them for a motorcycle, like really wild stuff. But that's kind of how I feel. I don't think it's a big deal if you decide to sell something, you know, it was never your intention to sell, so totally on board with that. It's just something interesting. Everybody's got a different opinion.
I think it's different too when you make content online. I think that's a big factor in how we do things, because most people who are doing it, it's like you go and buy that one shoe because that's what you've been wanting. A lot of times I'm getting videos in for unboxings, he's giving it for reviews, and it's like a lot of time people might want to see those shoes, but that doesn't mean that you personally like them. Yeah. And even if you try to keep, because you can't just do only what you like, because people want to see outside of what you like. So it's different, I think, when it comes to content standpoint, being able to cycle through the shoes and still keep shoes that I love. And so I've got so many shoes that I love. I've got Travis 1s, brand new pair. I've got Travis 4s, just shoes in there. And I like to also just keep cool stuff in here. I don't want these all to be nothing. But I go through phases where I'll sell 60% of these that are in here, and then it'll be like kind of dry with some other shoes that I've got.
How do you feel about these? Because these just released. You've got a dead stock pair here, the Topaz 4. I did a review on them, and I like them, but for me personally, I wish they were all just this suede material. The cracking in the two-tone is not my favorite. I wish they were all suede.
I don't mind them. I like them. I haven't got a chance to wear them yet. The one thing, the tongue is kind of puffier than I thought, but I don't mind these at all. I like the colorway, so hopefully I'll be wearing these soon. I definitely think I'll wear them. It's just I've been getting a lot of newer shoes in, so I have to start wearing some more, but I got these with the intention of keeping them, so I'll definitely wear them, and they're not reselling for too much too, so it's not like I'm gonna lose a ton. I feel like I can wear these for a couple months, probably sell them for what I paid in a few months after the prices go up.
And you've got a lot of stuff you're gonna sell pretty soon on your site?
Yeah, so like you see here, this is completely full as far as set, and this is not all my shoes. I have shoes in tons of different places. Like in the closet over here, I've got 50 pairs that I'm probably gonna sell. It's like I've got shoes everywhere, and it's hard to keep track. And so I try to sell, like I said, as much as I can. Like this table over here is full of stuff I'm selling. So that's me. I'm always selling. I'm not a reseller, but I'm always selling.
And as far as set goes, could we expect anything? You've had this now for a few months. You usually change it up every few months. Is there anything you want to kind of tease or hint at?
So when it comes to sets, I change them up a lot because I feel like if I'm bored of being in front of the same set, the viewers are going to be bored of being in front of the same set. So I always like to change it up. As you can see, we've got like the keep off rug on the wall. That's just a nice piece because I don't have to hang a bunch of stuff on the walls. It just hangs there, which is weird, a rug on the wall, but I mean, people do it. We've got a couple little shelves. These were Shoeinator cases here. This is a big feet. This is like, these are expensive, guys. These are like $100 a pop or 90 bucks a pop for them. And luckily I work with Rejuvenator and is able to get a better deal on them. But I thought this is like the crazy master case of having them. And in the future, I'm working on a space now to, let's say, call it like a little sneaker fantasy factory. It's not gonna be crazy, but I think we're gonna have some fun with it. And hopefully that all goes through. I've been dealing with agents and all this stuff the past couple days, and I think we might be able to make it work. So might see something like this. I like the bedroom feel, but I think it's time for something bigger. I think it's time to step it up.
A sneaker office would be really sick.
Sneaker, car office, that whole thing. I think it'd be cool because I love my cars too. So I might see cars a part of a set in some way. We'll see.
Yeah, I'm super curious to see what you cook up. I'm sure it's going to be super dope as well. Thank you for having us over. I really appreciate you showing us your sneaker room, your sneaker collection. Hopefully we can get some more people on the channel. If you're curious or you want to see anybody else's collection, drop a comment down in the comment section below. Let me know who you'd like to see on my channel. But thank you again for your time. We've got some other crazy videos and giveaways coming up here on my channel. So with that, it's going to end up today's video, and we're on to the next sneaker.